This is the second day of the polynomials packet. We're going to do 23 through 37 odd. If you notice in number 23, we have double sets of parentheses, so we have to distribute multiple pieces. This x needs to be times by everything in the second parentheses, and then this 3 needs to be multiplied by everything in the second set of parentheses. So when you do x times x, we get x squared. When you do x times -2, you get -2x. 3 times x is plus 3x, and 3 times -2 is -6. We always have to look for like terms when we are done, and in this case we do have like terms. We have a -2x and a positive 3x. The x squared doesn't have any like terms with it, so I'm going to bring that down. -2 plus 3 is a positive 1x, and then bring down my -6. If we look at number 25, again, 2x needs to be distributed to both things in the second parentheses. 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 7 is positive 14x. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 7 is 21. Again, we check for like terms, and in this case, again, we have a 14x and a 3x that are alike. 2x squared doesn't have any like terms, so I'm going to bring that down. 14 plus 3 is 17x, and then the 21 doesn't have any like terms, so I'm also going to bring that down. Like we said on the front of this page yesterday, anytime you see parentheses with a squared on the outside, it means to write that thing twice. So I'm going to do x plus 3 times x plus 3. Now that problem looks exactly like the ones above do. X needs to be multiplied by both things, so x times x is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. 3 times x is 3x, and 3 times 3 is 9. Again, we always check for like terms. Again, I have a positive 3x and a positive 3x in the middle that are alike. I'm going to bring down my x squared. 3x plus 3x is 6x. Remember, you're adding. And then plus 9. On to the next page. I can separate the pages. Number 29. So number 29 is going to be just like the one we just talked about. If I see the squared on the outside, it means I have to write that piece twice. So I'm going to do x minus 6 times x minus 6. I have to distribute that x times x, we get x squared. X times -6 is -6x. -6 times x is -6x. And -6 times -6 is a positive 36. I'm going to combine my like terms again. There's no other squareds, but there's a -6x and a -6x. I'm going to bring down my x squared. -6 minus 6 is a -12x. And then bring down my plus 36. Again, I have a squared on the outside of parentheses, so I'm going to write that piece twice. And then I'm going to distribute 2x times 2x. So 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. 2x times -3 is -6x. -3 times 2x is -6x. And -3 times -3 is a positive 9. Again, we look for like terms. There's no other squared terms, but there's a -6x and a -6x, and there's no other just numbers for the 9. So I'm going to bring down this piece that I didn't use. -6 minus 6 is a -12x, and bring down my plus 9. Again, we have a parenthesis times a parenthesis, so we have to do some distributing. In this case, this x needs to go to all 3 pieces, and this 2 needs to go to all 3 pieces. So x times x squared really gives us x to the third, because it's how many x's are there? Well, I have an x here and two x's there. X times 3x is 3x squared, and x times 2 is 2x. Now we have to do the 2 times everything, so 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times 3x is 6x, and 2 times 2 is 4. Again, we gotta look for like terms. There's no other x to the third terms. I have a 3x squared and a 2x squared. I have a 2x, and I have a 6x, and then there's no other just numbers. So I'm gonna bring down my x to the third. 3x squared plus 2x squared gives us 5x squared. 2x plus 6x gives us 8x, and bring down my plus 4. Number 35, again, x needs to go to all three pieces. So x times x squared gives us x to the third. X times negative 6x gives us negative 6x squared. And x times negative 4 gives us negative 4x. Negative 1 times x squared is negative 1x squared. Negative 1 times negative 6x is a positive 6x. And negative 1 times negative 4 is a positive 4. Again, we must look for like terms. There's no other x to the thirds anywhere, but I have a negative 6x squared and a negative 1x squared. And then I have a negative 4x and a positive 6x, and there's no other just numbers for the 4. So I'm going to bring down my x to the third. Negative 6x squared minus 1 is negative 7x squared. Negative 4 plus 6 is a 2x, and then bring down your positive 4. Last one for today. The 2x also needs to go to all three of these pieces. So 2x times x squared is a 2x to the third. 2x times negative 4x is negative 8x. And 2x times 7, I'm sorry, this 2x times 4x was negative 8x squared. And then 2x times 7 is a 14x. Then we need to multiply 1 by everything. 1 times x squared is 1x squared. 1 times negative 4x is negative 4x. And 1 times 7 is 7. Again, look for your like terms. There's no other cubed terms. We have a negative 8x squared and a positive 1x squared. We have a 14x and a negative 4x, and there's no just numbers. So bring down my 2x to the third. Negative 8x squared plus 1x squared is negative 7x squared. 14x minus 4x is positive 10x. And then bring down my positive 7. Your job now for tonight for you to try is numbers 24 through 38.